have looked into, was there an issue? Because safeguarding children is very important, and we are very vocal about safeguarding of children.
Giving them a cold shower, washing them in cold water, apparently is the only thing that works.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. The biggest welcome back, and welcome to Let's Discuss. This is like a little segment of my channel where I basically just discuss anything that's really interesting me, even past information. I covered the SACCONEJOLYs quite a lot. You guys really seem to enjoy them. I know a fair bit about them just because I've watched them for a really long time. And even though this isn't like brand new information, it might be to some of you guys, as I've talked about them in the past and a few people have said, oh, I didn't know that, or anyway, so I'm here to sort of shed light on a situation that actually happened a couple of years ago, but I think that it was such a like disgusting incident, and I don't actually think that many people even reacted to their apology video. I thought I would bring it up. You know what, life's too short. I think that this is just one of the most disturbing things about this family, let alone the fact that they just exploit every aspect of their children's lives. They are also known to give punishments in really horrible ways. Punishments trying to recorrect behaviour, giving cold showers to their children. So there's going to be a trigger warning in this.
Yeah, you had a cold shower. Why? Giving them a cold shower, washing them in cold water, apparently is the only thing that works.
This is going to be discussing those sort of themes, so if that like makes you want to like shrivel up inside your body, and you know, then this video might not be for you. But I think this video is so important to touch upon because this is just like escaped, literally just escaped people's minds, and yeah, it really needs to be talked about. So this all kind of came about in a video that was made. It was 2019. Now this video has actually been deleted. There's no way of me finding it. It's something to do with like how we are solving something with our 2-year-old. I really can't remember. This video no longer exists, which is quite funny because in their apology video, Jonathan basically states that, oh, if I had nothing to hide then I wouldn't delete it and stuff. I've just edited it out.
We're suggesting, oh, he's trying to hide the evidence. I didn't. I went back and edited the video because I realized I was an idiot.
But actually it's gone. I reckon there was so much backlash to do with this, and we're going to go through the sort of timeline of things, because this isn't a very, when this video first came out, to people who didn't know about them, this was the very first time that people have been hearing about cold showers, or yeah, literally the very first time people have been hearing about it. But actually, thanks to people making compilation videos and all of that, or just people who are really like long-term avid viewers, this wasn't the very first time that we've ever heard the words cold shower.
Are we having a warm shower or bath? Warm shower.
Mentioned between that whole family, even between the kids. I will throw up some examples of what I'm talking about. I do not like to show their kids or any kids' faces on my channel. I think the only time I've ever done that was when I was showing their new intro, because that would be quite hard for me to crop out. I generally don't like it. So if there's any clips of the children saying cold shower.
Sometimes she is a bit naughty.
Is she? Yeah, sometimes the kids are a bit naughty. What do you do with naughty kids?
I put them in my cold showers that I like.
You put them in cold showers?
But I will leave you linked different videos that you can actually watch where people have actually gone out of their way to make compilation videos, but these videos stem from years and years ago. So this has obviously been going on for quite some time. The two videos that I'm mostly going to be talking about is the actual video, which is no longer around, but it is the video that first brought this whole bombardment of rage amongst people with the cold. This is the very first time cold shower gate was ever mentioned, and the second is the apology video.
I wasn't even going to talk about it, so that's like my first mistake, was obviously even talking about it.
So I'll mostly be like picking apart those two videos because I've made some notes on them, but like I say, please go and watch the two videos that I'll leave linked down below. You'll understand what I mean, or I'll leave little snippets if they don't feature the kids. The video in which it all came to fruition was the video that I was talking about, where basically Anna is talking about how Alessia is smearing when she takes off her nappy and then smears everywhere.
in her nappy, and then she was taking her nappy off at night or at nap time. Now she's not doing that anymore, and putting it into her bed.
And apparently they've been doing everything to try and solve it, but they've come up with a solution. And Anna basically goes on to say that they've been giving her cold showers as a way of sort of punishing her, or as a way of deterring the situation.
If you wash them down, because obviously there's a mess, with cold water in a cold shower, that works to like stop them doing it.
So already that's going to send alarm bells ringing. Jonathan then comes into the room with Alessia, and Alessia, bless her little heart, like I actually really struggled looking back over these videos, because I remember these videos when they first came about and it was hard enough then. But now I've actually got a 2-year-old and a nearly 5-year-old. I find these videos, like one of the compilations where it says the timeline of abuse, I watched that so that I could actually give myself a lot more context, because obviously I haven't watched every single one of their videos ever. They're really horrible. They're really horrible, and I'm even feeling a little bit like I can't ever imagine it. And Jonathan says, "Oh, no fun for you," and then Anna says, "So how did she cope with it?" And Jonathan's like,
No more fun for you.
Why? Take up an apple. What happened?
Yes, you got a cold shower.
Yeah.
Oh, like last night. Come on.
How did she react anyway? Was it horrible?
keeps on mentioning cold showers. Yes, we're giving them cold showers. Yes, cold showers. Oh, I couldn't, it sounds really brutal, is what she said, something a bit like that. And then she also says, oh, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because she probably finds it like traumatizing, which yes it is.
Daddy has to do the discipline bit because I literally can't do it. It's so, sounds really cruel. And when I say it, I'm sure people are going to say it's cruel, but this is like, has been going on for a while.
Oh, I couldn't do it, so Jonathan has to do it. Jonathan has to do the disciplining. Which is already like absolutely disgusting. Indeed now. They then ask, you know, did they have a cold shower or something a bit like that. So you can already tell that the theme of cold showers, why is that even a thing that children know? That sounds like some medieval bullshit is what that sounds like. That sounds absolutely atrocious. Like, for your, and how old would they have been then? Really little. For them to even know what that is just diabolical parenting, and I don't care. If you are the type of person to do that to your child, click on subscribe right now. I'm not interested in your time, I'm sorry. Anna doesn't even like, she doesn't even register that there's anything even the matter with that. She's like, oh, we've tried everything. You obviously haven't tried everything. Have you tried potty training? Potty training might be a good idea. That it sounds really cruel.
I'm sure people are gonna say it's cruel.
If it sounds really cruel, and it sounds like it probably is, if you're saying that, if I say, oh, that sounds really cruel, you probably know that is. You're just too lazy to deal with it in every other way, and I think that's what it is. I think it literally comes down to laziness, because at that point they had a nanny, I've already talked about this before, they had a nanny, they had a cook, they had a cleaner, they had a dog walker. They didn't do anything. You're lazy. It's just a lazy, it's like when people hit their kids, or when people spank their kids and then say, oh, but we tried everything. I think that's lazy parenting. Come for me, I think that's lazy parenting. Anyway, so after that video happened, it sparked outrage. It even went to like national news. I mean, it's the Sun, so it's fairly, I wouldn't trust everything that comes out of it, but the one good thing the Sun has ever done is give us that headline. I don't know, is he in Robin's room? August the 30th, 2019, their apology video. When I tell you this apology video was the worst thing I think I've ever seen, ever. It was so bad.
If I was disconnected and I didn't know me and didn't know Anna and didn't know anybody and heard that term, it's a visual thing. Automatically you get this visual.
It wasn't even an apology. In fact, they didn't even address what it is. They kept on glossing over the fact that, we're dressing it, but they didn't actually say what the it was until about a few minutes into the video, and then they finally said giving Alessia cold showers. And they basically try and like completely gloss over it. They go, oh, well, you know, we should have edited it out, but it's lukewarm, isn't it? It's lukewarm.
Recently was definitely, I'd say a large part of it is my fault. And
I don't think that's your fault.
I feel that like I failed as, you know, as the producer.
Can we just go over the fact that like Anna said cold about 500 different times, or maybe not that, but she said cold about 6 or 7 times.
Wash them down, because obviously there's a mess, with
cold water and cold shower.
Like, also, Jonathan was within earshot of her. Correct her. If it's not cold, say no. Like, if anyone, if like Tom, for instance, had ever said, imagine if like roles were reversed, right? If your partner had said something that you knew wasn't right, you'd instantly correct them, wouldn't you? If it would make you out bad. You'd be like, oh God, don't be so silly. No, that's not it, is it? Ha 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 ha. But there was no correcting done on that video. It was so obvious that it was in fact a cold shower. It's so unbelievably obvious. They then try and like come back to it saying, basically comparing anyone who's ever displayed any form of like resentment towards the video a troll. They're saying, oh, there's lots and lots of trolls out there.
Trolling and stuff, you know, and I don't want to brand everybody, okay, as a troll, because that's not what I'm saying, right? I'm saying that what happened recently...
And I'm not saying everyone's a troll, and they basically are. They're basically saying that everyone else is wrong, they're in the right, but oh Jonathan, the director and the editor.
As the producer, as the regulator and the commissioner and the broadcaster of SACCONEJOLYs.
And the typewriter, it's like you run a family channel. You're not making groundbreaking documentaries over here. Like, you run a family channel that makes crappy 18-minute vlogs every single day. You're not even in the video half the time. Your kids are. So you can see what I mean. Just coming on being like, oh, I do everything for this channel. It's just like, yeah, and you produce crappy vlogs. Get a different job. Anyway, sorry, that was so unbelievably rude.
You can already see the responses from that small group of people who will be like, oh, well, you're just backpedaling now because you realize that you gave her a cold shower.
I addressed the whole thing the next day, thinking like, guys, I'm sorry, this is actually what we meant.
And I didn't know it would escalate this
And then
far.
it went on, but then it was like people on Instagram, forums, blogs, people talking about it, discussing it, it was blowing up.
Basically just labouring the fact that it isn't a cold shower, that actually it's a lukewarm shower.
It's been proven like a lukewarm, like, you know, try this idea of like, you know, don't give them like a fun bubble bath afterwards.
That they're not actually putting them in a shower. So it's gone from being like, it's a shower, which by the way, like we have so much proof to point out the fact that the kids are used to having cold showers.
What do you do with naughty kids?
I put them in my cold shower.
At this point, the only reason why they are like, or even coming back is because I don't think they even realise that it, well, like Anna must have realised to a certain extent that it was a horrible thing to do because she didn't want to do it herself. But I don't think they even, if they don't consider that abuse, which I'm just saying it right now, I think that's abuse. If you do not think that's abuse, I believe in that. I don't believe in harsh punishments like that. I don't believe that you should ever hit your child. I don't believe that you should ever plunge them into cold water. I don't believe in any of that. I don't think that is productive. I think that instills fear. It instills fear. You're going to give like your kids anxiety over stuff like that. I just do not understand it. They also mentioned that they've like built a relationship with like social services.
People as well out there trying to get the attention of services that are there to monitor the well-being of children and feeling that like they weren't getting anywhere, you know, and it's because, you know, due to the fact that we have been inundated over the years with a lot of false claims against us, we've actually built relationships with a lot of the governing bodies.
Like they literally say that. It's like, that's not something to be proud of. That's not. I'm not saying that they don't get like a load of false claims, but if enough people are like ringing up the SS over this, then maybe you should like take note of what kind of things you're putting out onto your content. Like just maybe. I just find it insane how they just don't even realise that. They don't even realise that they shouldn't be saying that on a vlog. Also, it's like when I make a point and they were just like, oh, the safeguarding, we take safeguarding of our kids, or like of kids really, really seriously.
Have looked into, was there an issue? Because safeguarding children is very important and we are very vocal about safeguarding of children.
It's like, really? Is that why you have a family channel on YouTube? And you share every single inch of their lives? Is that the reason why you're so good at safeguarding? God, my mum, who's like trained in safeguarding, like kids, because she does that as a job. She must start taking notes. I mean, seriously, like, what the hell? Like, you're probably the worst role models to look at on safeguarding. You're like amongst there. You exploit your kids. Like, that's not safeguarding. That's like the complete opposite of it. Like, it's laughable. And some of the comments who are like, some of these comments are absolutely insane. Like, if you go to, they've obviously sifted through them quite quickly, but some of these comments just like eating up what they're saying is absolutely disgusting. And I'm just like gonna leave them like flagged up around here, because so many of them just like don't even like take into account just any of it. It's absolutely mad. Like, they're just completely blindsided by it. And yeah, it's crazy, honestly. Straight after this all happened, their views have gone down considerably. Obviously, they're still like trying to like claw onto relevancy, and I'm not gonna lie, I think their time on YouTube is like, it's over. I really do. Unless they went back to doing the whole like making every single thing about Edie, like I just think that their time on YouTube is over.
So I got so used to making YouTube videos, it became sort of a habit, you know, and then we stopped doing them for so long, and then trying to talk again to a camera, it's really difficult, you know, and more difficult than I thought it was going to be, because on my Instagram over the last like kind of year, or maybe even 2 years, I've really opened up and how I talk to the people that follow me over there, and I really like the sort of
relationship
that we have fostered.
But I mean, like, Jonathan is trying his absolute hardest to make something out of his TikTok. Have you been on their TikTok recently? It's absolutely awful.
Do you want to be a boy?
No,
How do you know?
because it's boring stuff, and most of the boys play football and stuff.
So you're happy with how we treat you?
Well, yeah, but if I got more presents, I'd be even happier.
They've basically like given up, basically. Like, they tried doing YouTube they did it for a total of like 5 days or something, or like 4 or 5 days, and then when asked about it, Jonathan basically turns around and he's like, oh yeah, well we already did it for a week. It's like, no, you didn't. You did it for 5 days, you didn't do it for 7. Like, people were expecting to have 7 days worth of vlogs, and they couldn't even be bothered to do that. Like, the easiest way to make money, which is going to be off of TikTok, and it's going to be off of Instagram, and that's just like how they're going to make their money. They might come back and like revolutionize their YouTube channel, but they're just not going to. Like, people can see through what is happening, and they still do have quite a few diehard supporters. They still have those, you know, quite young teenage girls, which if you have been like a follower of them, you'll know exactly what I mean. They do have an extremely young audience. They do communicate with a few of these people, and Jonathan's like in his 40s, and he's talking to really like people like half his age on like online and on different chats and things. Like, it is weird. Not making it on YouTube, so now they're literally finding a way to exploit Edie through other means, which is via TikTok, which is just absolutely disturbing. I swear these kids, as soon as they get old enough, they're just going to be writing their like memoir books about what it was like living in that family, because I just cannot imagine anything worse. Anyway, this video has just been so like serious, and I do really apologize for that, but I just feel like there was definitely a chunk of my sort of content where I needed to like talk about this, because I had a few requests for talking about this anyway, but it's just one of those things where it's such a serious topic. Like, I'm not saying any of their other things aren't as serious, but this is just like so disturbing that you can't even like make jokes. There's no leeway for it to even be slightly lighthearted. This is just like sad. And with like my content, I do like to try and like find that mixture of something that could be a bit more lighthearted, because obviously like no one wants to just tune in and listen to someone drone on about families giving their kids cold showers. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit like but I want to get an update of these guys, like an actual update. I know I said that, I said update, but this is like an update to to my video series about them, not like an update within their lives, but I will get one of those videos out quite soon, so don't worry. I know everyone loves these, well, most people love these SACCONEJOLY vids, so I will keep them coming if they make any content. I mean, like, have we scared them away from the internet for good? Probably. It's been awful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Please remember to take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.